Next up, we have Mexico in our F123 wet car setup series, and this is a track that's really horrible to drive in this year's game. It feels like it's almost impossible to balance your aero and your suspension stiffness because you either set it too high and you have too much downforce, you're really slow in that long straight, or you set it a little bit on the lower side and your car is sliding around all over the place. But actually, in the rain, things improve a little bit because all of the AI drivers and the other cars are also sliding around. So this setup is a lot more competitive than our dry setup, I think. But I've tuned things for maximum stability to really just help keep the car under control. For the aero, I've gone 28 and 25, which at the rear of the car is actually quite a big jump over our dry setup, just to try and keep the rear of the car a little bit more planted. Then I've gone 50 and 51 on the transmission. Then for the suspension geometry, I've got -2.6 and -1 on the camber, and I've increased the toe to 0.01 and 0.13. Then for the suspension, I've softened things down a touch. I've gone 22 on the front and 6 on the rear suspension, and 5 and 1 on the anti-roll bars. Again, just searching for a little bit extra stability. For the ride height, I've increased things a little bit to 35 and 38. And then for the brakes, 95% pressure, 55% brake bias, as always with wet car setups. And for the tyres, I have increased the front pressures to get a little bit more heat and a little bit of extra responsiveness as well, going for 23.1. And for the rears, I have binned them all the way to the left, 20 psi. This will help with maximum amount of traction. And that will round out this Mexico car setup. Please let me know in the comments below if you enjoy this a little bit more than the dry setup, or if you find this track just as tricky in the rain. But the good news is the next track up is Brazil, which is an extremely fun track to drive, dry or wet. So until then guys, I will see you on track.